Imminent collision with unknown ship.
What? Who's piloting this pilot? Crack on, man.
I wasn't even there. This is the second time the pilot said, give me a break. I was having
Pilot, what have we got on our scanners? Tell us what we've got on the scanners. Anything at all?
Is that what you want to do? You want to?
I'm going to try and make contact with the with this vessel.
So who's doing that? You're doing that,
I'm going to
Mike.
make contact, Captain.
Try and get on comms.
So
Pilot,
let's have.
Do we see
look.
anything on the scanner at all? If it looks large and pointy, avoid it. Wilson, stay away from my coffee. What can we see? Talk to me, people. Talk to me.
So right, let's have do me a comtech roll. So go to your character sheet and click on the word comtech. So that's in essence using the communications equipment.
And the modifier value?
0. So just leave it as it is. So everyone should see in the chat that so the mechanics of this game, basically you're rolling d6. So for example, Rise Comtech, which is linked to his wits, he's got a wits of 4 and a Comtech of 3, so which means he rolls 7 dice, and we're looking for 6s in this game, which is represented by that target. Can you see that in the chat of Roll20? That's just come up.
So I've rolled 7 dice with 1 success.
And you've got 1 success, yeah. So that means that you managed to ping this ship that you're about to make a collision with, and what you get back shocks you, actually, because it's a famous ship. You've heard of this ship. It's just a ping that you get back. It just says this is the USC SS Kronos. You get the signature of the ship. You don't get any reply from anyone, but you do get the signature that this is the US CSS Kronos, and the last time that was heard from, well, you will all know because it's a famous ship, was 75 years ago. It went missing. But perhaps with that 1 success, you know it is very, very close. It's going to hit you any minute. So you can relay that back to your crew, to your captain.
It's the Kronos.
What?
It's the Kronos.
And it's going to hit any second.
Okay, Sam. Right,
up
let's
the
see.
brakes.
Can we get anything in reverse? Put everything into reverse.
So, is that what you want to do, Jacko Davis?
Yeah. Shall I go on with me piloting, yeah?
So give me a piloting, yeah. There we go. Two successes. Oh, and that reminds me of. So, you just need 1 success to succeed in this game. But if you get more, it unlocks special abilities and extra things that you can pay for. So let me just quickly have a look at piloting and see what extra things you can do when you bear with me. So these are called stunts.
We have a stunt pilot among us.
Yeah, baby.
Piloting stunts. For every extra success, you can gain +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one. So any piloting rolls coming up, you could add an automatic success to them, or you get to show off. And I know which one Jacko's going to go for.
Oh, if there's an opportunity to show just how great I am, you got to do it.
Come on, Davis. Show us your skills, man.
So describe to us how you avoid this Kronos ship that's about to collide with you.
So this Kronos ship is coming up alongside. We're almost going to sort of T-bone it. But what I'm able to do is sort of like almost flip. So I've gone upside down, just come underneath and managed to get right up on top. So we're now able to look down straight up on it.
Boys
Nice.
from the door.
The boys from the door.
That's some fancy flying, Leah. Fancy flying.
Don't stress the ship too much.
Hey, I live for
Boys from
stress.
the door.
And yeah, as you pull along on across it, and in fact, if this was a movie, your manoeuvre would be the perfect opportunity for the cameras to give you a full-on, picture of what this ship looks like. And as your lights pass, you see the sign USCSS Kronos. There's no denying it. That ping was correct. This is the lost ship that's been missing for over 70 years. And it's huge. No, sorry. I think it's much smaller than your ship, actually. Let me just check my... in fact, I will drag you to... Let's bring you to this page. So on...
Let's do that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, hello. Bop, 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 bop. So
Another hole
this is the this is the Kronos, isn't it?
So that's the Montero there, which is
Okay.
your ship.
Oh, that's
and
us.
That's what we're on,
I'm
yeah.
just going to bring that one,
Don't
and that's the
recognise
Kronos. So you're much... Yeah, the your ship is actually the same model as the Nostromo from the original Alien movie.
Yeah, Holo.
And then the smaller ship that has pulled, that you've just pulled up next to, is the Kronos.
Whoa.
Okay.
And again, I suppose from that ping you would have got the knowledge that it's running on minimal power. It's barely any lights on, no engines running, it's just drifting on inertia. And mother pipes
Okay.
up and says to you, you're just like what Captain Miller said, your instructions, orders have been received, that we must salvage this, recover any scientific data and samples from the CSS Kronos, escort the salvaged Kronos to Anchorhead or another Weyland Yutani facility, and finally save any crew, any members remaining on the Kronos.
Okay, Mother. What's the bounty on this?
I'm sure Wayland would be very interested in actually finding out about this ship. I mean, it's been gone 75 years. Do you have any information as to what the actual mission of this, or what the ship was doing, supposedly 75 years ago?
I suppose from the stories, especially you as the rep for the company, you would know it was a scientific ship. That's perhaps all you would know. You wouldn't know where it had been, only that it was on a scientific mission. That was its remit.
Well, it's clearly a valuable asset, and as such, I'm sure any salvage crew that's actually able to assist it will be recognised and rewarded quite substantially by the corporation. And I'm more than happy to, as I said, put your case forward in regards to this.
Okay, so whatever number you're thinking, multiply it by 10.
Look. I mean, I'm just a cog in the machine here. I'm trying to do the best by you guys. I mean, I appreciate the work and labour that you guys are doing, and as such, I am here. I am your voice. I am your link between the people who are out there putting in the graft, putting in the time, putting in the hours, and the machine that pays you. You know, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just here to ensure that your work and efforts are acknowledged and rewarded as such. One moment.
Okay, well, I'm thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking that what we're doing here is probably worth in the region of us going independent.
Hey, if that's what you guys do, but I mean, the thing you have to ask yourself is, you go independent by all means, but who owns the property which you're going independent from?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
so I don't know. What do you think, you guys? Kyla?
I think the salvage price alone is worth going independent.
Sure.
I'm with you, Cap. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'm up for that.
I mean, if need be, I can go through like any contractual agreements that you.
Oh, you and your bloody contracts. Shove your contracts up your ass. Let's get going, yeah.
So what's the plan? You've pulled up alongside the ship. You've been told, what you've got to do. You've got to salvage it, try and get any scientific data, find the crew and rescue them if they're still on there. What's the next step?
Kayla, give me a tech. Let's see if we've got any life signs on there. If there's going to be a welcoming committee or something, maybe they'll put on the kettle or something.
You want another coffee cap?
Okay.
I can sort you out a coffee if you want another coffee cap. No problem.
So I'm going to see what life support, if there's life support, and whether there's any life on board.
So you're trying to make contact with the ship again.
Yeah.
Through.
So do I get a success? Do I add a modifier? No, I've got one success.
No, if you'd have, that was just one. So if you had rolled more successes, you might have been able to get a bonus on the next time you tried this, just like Jacko did. So that's our first failure. So you've been unable to make contact. Now there's a mechanism here called pushing it. So you can push that roll, but you will take one stress dice. So you would need to mark one stress. So this is to represent, I don't know, maybe that was embarrassment or, the stress of the situation, that this is important that we try and make contact with this ship. It's going to make your life so much easier if there's a welcoming party and you can make contact and board that way. It's up to you to role play how you've become stressed in that situation. If you want to push it or just leave it as a failure there. Getting stressed.
There's something wrong with the equipment. I'm going to try again. That's just really annoying. Hold on, giving it a whack. Right.
So
I don't think
Rob was here when I explained this. So the stress dice, that should you should see now that hopefully that rolled one yellow dice as well. So stress can be good. It gives you extra dice, and wow, that's a major success there. However, the yellow dice, the 1 is represented by a face hugger symbol, and that means that's bad. You're starting to panic. The stress is getting the best of you, and there's a mechanic called panic roll, and we'll do that when we come across it. But it's bad. Things start to go bad when you start panicking. So that's 3 successes. So let's see what stunts you can pull off with a comms roll. So successful like that. Let's have a look. Comtech. The code is like music and you play it beautifully. So you can gain +1 modifier next time you do a similar action, or you don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. So next time you need to contact this ship, you will just automatically succeed. The next option is you do it quickly in half the time it would normally take. You get the other option is you get new or unexpected information, the GM's choice. You hide your tracks, or you show off. What would you like from those? Well, in fact, for each extra success, so you can choose 2 of them.
Okay, fine. So I think I get +1 modifier for contact.
Okay, so remember that, because I'll forget.
Can I put it on attributes and abilities anywhere?
I'm not sure on the. You need to keep.
If I change that
It'll
to
only be
4.
for the next. It says gain +1 modification for a later skill roll relating to this one. So yeah, it's not for the rest of the game. It's not for the rest of the game. It's just for another Comtech roll of your choice later.
Okay.
Just make a note of that.
So I'll get some extra information then.
Okay, so I think what I will reveal in that case is actually there is momentarily on your screens you thought you saw another ping of another ship out there momentarily, and then it flickers off again, and you tap the screen and it doesn't come back.
I'm sure I saw something, guys. I'm sure there's something else out there.
Okay, well.
But anyway, I've scanned the ship, and the results are.
Yes, sorry. So I've forgotten what you were actually looking for. What was the initial? What were you hoping to find out?
It was. Well, can I just stress the yellow dice? Do I do anything with that or not?
No, if that had have come up as a facehugger's symbol, then that would be bad. But that's fine.
Okay, fine. So I was checking for signs of life, and also for what the environment inside is, whether there's life support.
Yeah. Okay, so you get some information back. It's still very basic. Life support is on, so you would expect that there would be some kind of atmosphere there, but 75 years, who knows what that's like, but there is indications that there is some kind of atmosphere and that there is power that would be supporting those systems. And if you also realise that there's enough power in the systems that if the crew had got into their cryo chambers, that they should be still functional, I would say, is the information you got back. So potential for atmosphere in there that's breathable, and cryo chambers should be powered if the crew managed to get in them.
If there was anybody in the cryo chambers, the scan wouldn't have let us know that there's somebody in them.
The results didn't come back at that conclusive. Right. No, you don't know if the cryo chambers are up and running. You don't know if there's anyone in them. All you know is that there's enough power that would run them if people were in them.
So we've got a Schrodinger's abandoned spaceship, which could mean salvage or no salvage.
As I said, the ship's been missing for a long time. I'm sure any salvage which we actually collect, the company's going to be more than interested in.
I mean, your direct orders are the scientific samples, data, escort it back to Anchorhead or nearest YWY facility, and third option, save crew members on the Kronos.
So we could just tether it and drag it. We lose the gas.
What's worth more?
Well, I'm certain any crew members have family and relatives out there, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to hear from them and ensure that they're actually, still with us. Some kind of definite answer as to what's going on the ship probably be better than just assuming that they're okay. Assuming crew is there. I mean, like I say, it's been gone for 75 years. I mean, there's a lot of questions which need answering.
Well, that's incredibly tough, Feely.
Tell you what, Cap, let's give it a bash if we can do both. I'm sure I can handle it.
Do we know if it's going to survive faster than light?
Say again, Mike.
I suppose if they've been there for 75 years, another few months isn't going to make much of a difference. Let's tether it and keep going, shall we?
Is it going to survive a jump?
I mean, that is a good point, is that you're in the middle of nowhere. It would take you decades to drag it somewhere. So I suppose you would know that you need your FTL drives to get out of there and take it somewhere. So I guess towing's not an option really.
Looks like we got to get our feet wet. Who fancies going to the beach?
Go on, I'm always up for a bit of that. Count me in, Cap.
You're going to need me, aren't you? To work things out when you're on board.
Yeah, Kayla, it's always good to be wanted, isn't it? So,
Well,
yeah, you're wanted.
So you've got enough pressure suits for the entire crew, and if you're going to form a boarding party, I can let you know what equipment is on board that you have access to. Bear with me. Equipment. So on Roll20, I think I've just shown you the details of the compression suit. Have a quick read of that, and then you have, if I remember rightly, I think you've got 2 motion trackers that you can take with you.
Okay, Kayla, you take one of those. Your tech.
There's a who's taking that? Because I can send that to your journal.
I'm taking that.
So Mike takes a motion tracker. Anyone else? Because you got 2 of them.
Who's going? Are we all going on board? I mean,
Wilton,
Pardon?
make yourself useful. Carry one of these.
sure, sounds good to me.
Who's taking that? Wilson.
Yep, me. Yep.
Pete. Right. So you should see those motion trackers in your journals now. You have an incinerator, so a flamethrower.
Oh, me liking.
Where am I
Who's
seeing the journal?
Same place that you should find your character sheet. I think that you should see some new things in there. It's where your agenda was as well.
Okay, Leah, let's make things extra
Okay, yep.
crispy.
Yep,
So,
cool.
Jacko, you're taking the incinerator.
Whoa! Is it a wise idea to give the person who's, shall we say, enjoys an extreme ride the device which is going to cause the most problems? I think it'd probably be best handed by a person who's a little bit more technically minded, a little bit more level-headed than.
I've got.
Unless you want to know what it's like to be a barbecue, shut up.
Well, I think I'd rather trust something dangerous and flamey with someone who deals with things which are dangerous and flamey all day, i.e. the ship. You saw how nicely he parked that. She parked that. So...
Hey, you know, Cat, I mean, I'm just thinking of the medical bills that are going to need paying at the end of all this.
The way
I
you
trust
keep
Leah with
cooking,
my-
they get more expensive.
I trust Leah with my life. I'm happy.
Sure, fine. Be that on you. You're the one calling the shots here, Cap. I'm just pointing out the kind of like the risk element here. Because where there's risk, there's opportunity, and when there's opportunity, there's cost.
Just work out how to use the motion tracker, will you?
Sorted, Cap.
We have a bolt gun.
Okay, my friend.
What's
A bolt. Are we talking 40k kind of like, you know, stupid round?
No. For driving bolts into bulkheads.
I was thinking it was going to be a
remind me who
40k
Cham
thing. I
is.
was hoping it was a bolt thrower.
Cham. I guess I'm playing Cham, so you could just get Cham to carry something as well. If one of you dies, you'll take over Cham.
Okay.
Can you remind me what he's doing? What his skill is?
Cham's a roughneck like you as well.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
I should know.
Which one's the older of the two of you? Remind me.
Say again, sorry.
There's 2 replics. Which one's the older of the 2 of them? I can't remember which character's which.
Cham is the one with stubble and curly hair.
So the older of the 2. Okay, got you.
So who's taking the bolt gun?
Cham, I'm guessing.
Cham, okay, Cham can carry that. You also have a cutting torch.
I guess that'll be me.
Okay. When I find that, I'll send that over to you, Rob. And a service pistol.
I'd better take that as well.
Okay. I've got the card for that, so I'll send that to you now. And then finally, no, we've done the incinerator, a harpoon grappling gun.
Ooh, that sounds good as well, but I can't be greedy.
Who hasn't?
I'd say give it to Cham. He's the biggest, strongest, more able to.
Okay, so
stuff
Cham has the harpoon and the bolt
You
gun.
might actually have a point there, Wilson. I'll give it to Harpoon. That's to you, Cham.
You sure you don't meet your wield?
And actually, let's Leah. Let's give you the cutter as well.
Oh yeah. Just keep prying me, you know. I'll be like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, hyped up on like steroids, you know.
Let's put all the fire in the same place. We'll put this fire over here with the rest of the fire. Okay. Mother, can you make an internet connection with their mother? Do we have that technology?
I'm afraid I've been able to make contact with the Kronos mother. It is an inferior version compared to me.
Oh, Windows 10.
Right, do you want me to pull up to sort of get the hatches all aligned then? Shall I do that?
Yeah, if you can pull up to the bumper, baby, that would be handy.
Shouldn't be too much of a drama. Do I need to roll for that one, Adam?
Yeah, and you've got a +1, haven't you? Oh no, you chose to show off.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of, you know. Right, okay, so I'm just going to be back on the piloting. And we're looking, 3 of them. Oh no, there are 2 of them, sorry.
2, yeah, so you pull alongside perfectly alongside the airlock. And as Captain Miller will know, you do have an umbilical tunnel that you can send across and latch onto that.
Excellent. Is it right, because I've got 2 successes, can I bank one of those, did you say?
Yeah, you can bank one of those. If you keep track of that, I will be able to keep track of that.
Yep.
So to connect that umbilical cord, I'd need some kind of heavy machinery roll from one of you to get that connected.
That'll be me.
A bit of ace piloting from Davis. Jacko's character has got you alongside the airlock of Deck A, and Mike's character is Rise about to extend the umbilical cord and try and get that attached successfully.
So I've got a success.
Oh,
a
but our first panic.
Does my stress ever go away?
Yeah, so I'll explain that now because it's on the same page actually. So you should all on your character sheet have some kind of iconic item. So for example on Wilson, your signature item is your access keycard. So everyone's got a signature. Once per game you're allowed to spend some time with your signature item and that gets rid of all stress. Reduce your stress 1 step, so it allows you to take stress down 1, and then relieving stress for every full turn. 5 to 10 minutes spent resting in a safe area that is secured from enemies. As far as you know, your stress level is reduced by 1 point. So that's one way of reducing your stress. So a panic roll As long as you keep your stress in check, you can use it to your advantage, but if the tension grows too strong, it can explode, sending you into a wild panic. You need to make a panic roll when you or any of the following happens. You roll one or more face huggers on your stress, which you've just done, in a skill roll. If this happens, you can't push the skill roll, instead roll for panic. So you roll a d6 and add your current stress level. So your stress level is 1, so roll a d6 and add 1 to it. So 4. You are currently keeping it together. You managed to keep your nerves in check, barely, it says. A panic roll can cause your skill roll to fail. So it hasn't failed. So yeah, you successfully, although clearly very stressful, maybe it clangs and crunks and there's loud noises of breaking and scraping metal, but you'll finally get the umbilical cord attached to the airlock.
After you.
So who's going aboard,
first?
Captain?
Okay, corporate boy. It's a corporate ship. I'll be right behind you.
Are you suited up, or are you going in without your suits? What?
I think we should suit up.
Well, yeah. In fact, I suppose before you open that airlock, you won't know if it's pressurized on the other side. So, there could be a explosive decompression if you open their airlock from within the umbilical, and it's a different pressure. So,
and we don't know why it went off grid, do we? So there might be toxins in the atmosphere if there is one. So let's play it safe by the numbers.
Whereabouts are we on the ship at the moment? Because I've got a map.
Junction A1, it looks to be on my map.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, that's where you're entering, Junction A1.
One based on alien.
And I'm assuming this is the top deck.
That's top level, yeah. I've shown the others, but I'll show you. So that's deck A. I'll just drag you across to deck B. So you've got Mother's giving you access to these schematics now. That's deck B. And just let me know if at any time you want to consult any of those. Deck C.
That's deck. How many decks are there?
And then there's 4, and then finally deck D.
Which deck are we coming in on?
Deck A, the top one.
Deck A, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So you're all suited up. You've got your equipment, and you head down the umbilical cord, and the airlock's jammed. It's not responding to your key codes and your attempts to open it as you would normally do. It seems jammed. What are you going to do next?
Okay, Leah, get up front and hit the cutter to the airlock, please.
So is that you, Mike?
That's Davies, yeah.
Davies. So Davies, let's have a look at your character sheet. So for I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way of getting that. I suppose heavy machinery again, trying to get that forced open.
I thought it's going to cut it open.
Yeah, how does I think I just sent that in WhatsApp to you, didn't I? The cutters. What does that give you any kind of bonus?
Jacko's got the cutter.
Would it be a better idea just to try and actually see if there's a mechanical fault before cutting it open?
Oh, we're going to need to close it, potentially.
Well, that's my point. So sure, it'd be better to see if there's a mechanical fault and see if we can override that before we start opening up an atmosphere to the void.
Yeah, I guess you would have to equalise pressure with your own ship then, wouldn't you?
Okay, well, Kayla, do you want to start hitting it? See if you can get it to work.
So I'd go for I'd be happy with a Comtech roll from someone to see if they could override it.
So I'm still the person with the highest contact, presumably. Although I've still got stress. So should I do a contact?
Well,
roll?
stress can help. That can if you roll a success on the stress dice, it's only if you roll the face hugger that it's a problem. So stress can help you. It's giving you extra dice. Is one way of looking at it.
Do I include the modifier now on this?
You can do if you want to, because you've got a +1, haven't you, for a Comtech of your.
But I don't have to.
You don't have to. No, you can save it for later.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I would say it's pretty pivotal now. Oh, I mean, yeah, two successes. So yeah, you crack that code. It's old school is the security on this thing, and you crack through it, no problem. And the airlock creaks open, and thankfully there's not much of a pressure difference as your ping that you got earlier. There is an atmosphere in there, and the tunnel, the umbilical cord, and the ship, the airlock, equalise without too much turbulence. Maybe the umbilical cord shakes a bit, and you can hear the gases whistling past your ears, but past your helmet. But it equalises, no problem. So you are now in. Let me get my map up. So you're in that junction A1. There's only emergency light on. There's a bit of a frost on everything. Everything's freezing cold. There doesn't seem to be much temperature really. A bit of a mist laying on the ground.
Any life signs at all using our trackers?
So you're going to turn on your motion tracker.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. You momentarily get a ping from cryo chamber 1 when you turn around and point it in cryo 1 on deck A. Okay. You're on the Kronos now.
Right. Okay.
And you get a ping momentarily, but then it goes out very quickly, and then there's no movement whatsoever.
Do we have schematics of the ship at all?
Yeah, if you go to Roll20, you should see deck A now. Sorry, I thought you were on there.
So the schematics we've got off of the Kronos, the ship we're exploring, rather than the ship we've just come from. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
and there was a ping from Cryo 1.
Only momentarily. It could be a glitch. You don't. It just vanished. So either they stopped moving, or it wasn't really there in the first place.
Well, there didn't seem to be anyone up at the moment. So I think I need to go and have a word with Mother.